Lennox Lewis came out and said, you know what? This is me. The first heavyweight champion in the world to proclaim his sexuality, that he was gay or he was bisexual or whatever. You know what I mean? Imagine that. What a story that would make.
Personally, I don't think that Lennox is gay. That's my personal opinion. But if he was, who's gonna say it to him? This is Lennox Lewis. There's some gay brothers, you can go up and go, you're gay, and they're like, oh, stop it. Lennox will slap the shit out of you. You go up to Lennox and say, you're gay, and see what happens. Lennox is the toughest gay man I've ever seen, so if he's gay, good for him, I don't care.
If you definitely want to get up someone's nose, then it's been made very public what actually does, so the gay thing came out, you know? But I don't think so personally, no. No. Plus I've seen him in a dress, and it's not all that. No. Little blue off the shoulder number.
No one's ever questioned which side of the street Mike Tyson walks on. He's got quite a reputation with the ladies, and the tabloid press reckon he's got a stash of hundreds of home movies starring the Iron Man himself and his various conquests.
I can see what other women would like about Tyson. A lot of women probably like a bit of rough. A lot of women probably see his money, which I don't agree with, but I'm sure he has a lot of women that flutter around him because he's got a lot of money in his bank.
But like big muscular men.
Oh yeah, do you know what I'm saying? And they like a bit of risque, and there's a lot of gold diggers out there, and it's as simple as that.
Top supermodels don't tend to have too much trouble pulling top sportsmen. They mix in the same social circles. When Naomi Campbell told her half-brother Richard Blackwood, whom she was dating, he was ready to welcome the baddest man on the planet into the bosom of his family.
She came into my bedroom and we sat down on the bed, and like, I remember I used to talk to her about her fame and how, you know, what's happening for her now, because this is when she started to blow up as a supermodel. And she goes, Richard, I'm going out with somebody famous. So I said, who are you going out with? Right, and I remember she was sitting on my right, and she goes, I'm going out with Mike Tyson. Oh, shut up. Mike Tyson, you ain't going out with Mike Tyson, because I still didn't know how famous she was, especially in the States. She goes, I'm going out with Mike Tyson. And she goes, call your dad. And we call my dad out. I goes, who's she going out with? And he laughed. He goes, she's going out with Mike Tyson. And I was like, now, if Tyson was to just say something disrespectful, how can I, your brother, step up and slap Mike Tyson? I mean, what could I say to Mike Tyson?
I was a reporter during the time when he came over to fight Julius Franz, and I was in the hotel where he was training. And I can remember him walking towards me, his entourage, as he was going into the gym. And you know, it's so silly, my heart started pounding. Not because I fancied this guy, but here coming towards me was this enigma. And you know what's really strange? He came over to me, shook my hand, and he said, don't be afraid.
Coming up.
What if he isn't the villain that you've been told that he is? What if he isn't?
I mean, he was a powerful brother. People are just getting me, just get the check. You know? Dead. I wish I could kill him now. When I think about him, I don't think anything positive or nice about him.
He's a cartoon character to me, especially being things he's been doing, things he's been saying, you know. But I'm gonna teach him a lesson. I'm gonna discipline him.
But he'll pay for that with his help.
Don't expect to see a display of good manners when Lewis and Tyson finally go toe-to-toe. They're locked away, working themselves into a frenzy of mutual hate.
When you go in the ring, right, the fact is, yeah, that's the enemy, innit? So you've got to you can't like your enemy. I hate talking like it, but you've got to want to kill them. You've got to.
Tyson has that vengeance.
Hatred is the wrong word. They've been in love with each other for the last 6 months when the fight was made. Being in love means that you think about the person 90% of the day. That's all they've been doing. They are consumed with each other.
It's a thin line between love and hate, and when Lennox Lewis meets Tyson in Memphis, he'll be facing a man with an awesome reputation for inflicting proper pain.
The little bit of edge that Tyson has is he would actually be doing it for, yes, the professional boxing reasons, I want to win, and he's also got a personal agenda that he just likes hurting people. But you cannot teach someone to have venom in their blood. He's born with it.
Mike Tyson grew up in Brooklyn, New York, hanging out with his homeboys. It was tough ghetto living, and learning to fight was the best education a boy could get.
He started hanging out with me and my brothers and them, and we told him he's gonna have to fight back if he's gonna hang out with us. So all of a sudden he started fighting back. The first guy that started hitting him, that's when he started fighting back. You know what I'm saying? When he won the fight, then from there, he was in. He was in. You know, and he's been fighting ever since he was 13.
Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home.
Tyson's dad had 21 children and Mike hardly knew him. As a boy, Tyson lived with his mum and helped supplement the family income by using his quick wit and aggression, getting into some petty crime which led to a stint at reform school. But Tyson's bad luck was about to change. A warder introduced Mike to legendary boxing manager Cus D'Amato, who immediately saw the potential of his new raw recruit. He adopted Mike and took him out of the ghetto to his country boxing stable. It was the closest Tyson ever came to having a normal family.
Cus used to say, I've got one here, you know he will be world champion. Well, you expect that from all managers, but Cus understood his boxing. He wasn't just a manager for the money.
Cus D'Amato, he was like a doctor, he was like a father, he was like a psychologist to him. And the philosophies that Cus D'Amato had in his head, he'd sit down with him and he just visioned like a prophet.
But the father figure, D'Amato, was old and frail, and he died just before Tyson won his first World Heavyweight Championship. Unlike Tyson, Lennox Lewis has his mother's unstinting support. She's always by his side.
Lennox is just jobbing, doing the job, and then when you go like this, it's the uppercut. I never liked boxing until he started boxing, and I like to watch him. He's good in the ring, good performance. He's a natural.
My dad needs to come away and train with me, so it's nice to have someone in your family, your own flesh, watching over you. And I think it's a great thing having his mum there, and she's been there from day dot.
It's nice to see a big man that close to his mom. I'm proud of it. I don't care what anyone says, you know? That's a good thing in my book.
Lennox Lewis is, technically speaking, a proper Cockney, born in the East End of London. Like Tyson, Lennox didn't really know his dad. The young Lennox lived with his Jamaican mum. But Violet struggled to make ends meet. She moved to Canada in search of golden pavements, leaving her 2 sons behind in London with family. Lennox got a reputation as a rowdy, rebellious boy, and he got expelled from primary school in East Ham after punching his fist through the door of the headmaster's office. Lewis ended up in a couple of council-run boarding schools for difficult kids, but after a few years getting settled, his mum brought 12-year-old Lennox out to Ontario, where he swapped the inner city life of the East End for a provincial small town called Kitchener.
I first met Lennox about 25 years ago. He came into the gym with a couple of buddies to learn how to fight because he was planning a schoolyard fight. So I basically told him that he came to learn how to fight, get out of my gym and don't come back. But if you want to be a boxer, you came to the right place.
Because Lennox had moved out to Canada, he was allowed to box under the maple leaf flag at the 1988 Olympics. He won gold in the heavyweight